Hello, welcome to the Courageous Self-Care Experience. I'm your host, Christina Marlette. On this show, I love to help high-achieving, driven, ambitious women practice self-care that is strategic and spiritual and that actually works so that you don't have to worry about burning out. You just have a constant supply of overflowing energy. Doesn't that sound fantastic? Yes, it does. All right. So on the show today, I'm doing the version where it is a global self-care. And I had the honor and gift of being treated by Dr. Yvonne Cheng of Modern Alchemist here in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. She treated me to a sculptural facelift and buccal massage, which I didn't know what that was when I went in. But there was gua sha, there was intraoral massage. I was absolutely glowing by the end, and I think it's very interesting, and I would love to share it with you. So captured some footage of the not flattering experience. And I did an interview with Dr. Yvonne, and she was just so filled with passion for what she does and how she can help and support people. So that is what is coming up next. I hope you enjoy it, and away we go. On a beautiful spring day, I made my way into Modern Alchemist. It's a beautiful, welcoming space that instantly made me feel calm and also anticipatory about what was to come.
It was amazing. Thank you so much. So how did you start off in acupuncture first, or how did you come to do this? When I was in school, I did know that I wanted to focus more on like skin and like beauty on that aspect, like just like natural aging, aging gracefully. There's so many tools that we can use to help us do that instead of doing like what I call like the fast food of facials, which would be like the fillers, the injectables, which are amazing on its own because there's really nothing that can create that change that quickly. I mean, this is like a long game. Like acupuncture is like a long game. And then so after school, I did do a couple of like courses, like specifically focusing on skin, like facial acupuncture, cosmetic acupuncture. And then I wanted to add a little bit more depth into the treatments. And then so I found Yakov Berkovich. He's like a really well-known like massage therapist, and he came to Canada for the first time in I think it's like 2019, and I took his course then. And then ever since, I've been kind of like building my treatments kind of around that. So a lot of my treatments are body focused acupuncture with some skin if you want to. It's available. Yeah.
Cool. And then the intraoral thing, what's that called?
It's intraoral massage or buccal.
And like, what are the benefits of that?
Yeah, so massaging from the inside out, really, we do tend to hold a lot of like tension in our faces. You can think about like clenching, even like unconsciously all the time, which like with the masseters, this is like a muscle of your face. Clenching a lot can create more like a square jawline, which is something a lot of people don't love. So they want more of like a V-shaped. And so this can help wax the tension here to create like more of a sculpted profile as well.
That's fascinating.
Yeah.
Where did you learn about Buccal?
With Yakov.
Okay.
Yeah. And so since then, I've like really modified like his techniques to kind of do my own thing and what I feel like works for my clients. It feels like really restorative at the same time.
Okay, so when you were doing the bottom part, I felt like something definitely get really intense in my solar plexus, and then I just breathed into it and it dissipated. So I know that something was there that got brought up and got released.
Yeah, especially our faces. And our faces, a lot of the times we don't get that touched, right? Like we'll go for like body massage, but we don't specifically go for like a face massage. And so by releasing the tension here and activating like the chi, like the energy and like the blood flow can help release like anything that's stagnant, and then also emotions that like no longer serve us. So a lot of the times like people do experience like an emotional release either during the treatment or afterwards.
And you said something about putting salmon sperm on my skin?
Yeah, so
I'm interested in that.
So it's called PDRN. There's like a long name to that. It's
Yeah.
like polynuclear blah blah. I can't remember. But it helps with like regeneration of the skin, activating like your collagen and elastin synthesis, great for any kind of like texture issues, all of the things. It is one of like the most I guess talked about ingredient right now coming from Korea. They've been using it for a long time. Now, North America, we're just like on the bandwagon.
Yes.
So you'll see PDRN kind of like everywhere.
And what was it about traditional Chinese medicine that interested you in the first place? Why did you go in that direction with your career?
My lineage, I grew up with like my grandparents, and they were heavily into herbs, which is like a big portion of TCM. Yeah. So in like my mid-30s, I just decided I wanted to do something different. And this was a great avenue for me. And like honoring that, within like my heritage too. And it's just grown into something like really beautiful for me.
I love that.
Mhm.
Tell from someone's tongue.
We look at like the tongue body, we look at the color, we look at the coating. So next time you're feeling like under the weather, take a look at your tongue, because it can tell you that there's something like there's an imbalance going on. So you might notice like a thicker coating or a coating with like a little bit more color, yellow or green. And then if your tongue is like maybe swollen, that can also give the practitioner an idea of like how your body's feeling at the moment. Because we can do like a full consultation of like asking questions, but sometimes, maybe something doesn't like translate. But then we can see it on the tongue.
Right. Yeah.
If we're like, how would you rate like your stress levels? And a lot of people are like, I'm fine, I'm fine.
Yeah.
And then you're looking at the tongue, you're like, I don't know. That's okay.
Yeah. Right. So know a lot about through someone's pulse as well.
Yeah. So something like you can feel like maybe like little pearls moving through, right? And then that we call like maybe some like spleen dampness. Like, so it's pretty cool that way. People who are really good at pulse diagnosis can also tell like if you're pregnant, if you're carrying like a female or a male.
What's amazing.
It's amazing.
So you were using some tools. So what were those about?
Yeah, I was using some gua sha. Yeah, so gua sha is like really popular now. Originally, gua sha was like used more for the body to like release heat and inflammation and stagnation, but using it on the face, way more gentle, because like we're not trying to create like that sha, like the gua sha. Sha means like sand, like the petechiae that kind of shows up like that, those like red dots.
Okay.
We're not trying to create that.
Yes.
But on the body, certainly you can do that. And it helps to invigorate like the flow, the energy flow, and then also opening up like all the meridians, like the channels. So the meridians, all of them start either in your hands or your feet, and they all converge here. So yeah, it's really powerful in that way.
And that cold was very cold.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I hope this is Arctic. Very stimulating.
Yeah.
Between that and the salmon's burn. I'm just curious, do you have any stories of clients that you've helped who experience significant changes over their time working with you?
I mean, I've been practicing for over a decade. Wow. So certainly I have like a lot of wins, I guess. Yeah, with like my patients. And then some of the more obvious ones would be like pregnancy, if they get having like issues like on that end. And then Bell's palsy, facial paralysis. I've had like really good success with that. So that would look like a lot of acupuncture and acupuncture on the face.
I mean, what are some other things that people might think are incurable that what you practice can help with?
Sleepwalking.
Fascinating.
Yeah. So we talk a lot about spirit and like your Shen and all of that stuff, right? In Chinese medicine. So like your Shen is like looking at someone's eyes and seeing that spark. We want to see that spark, right? With sleepwalking, for instance, where your spirit is supposed to come back into your body at any time. So when your spirit is like maybe too active or it's got other things going on, it won't come back into the body. So that's when you'll experience like the sleepwalking. Yeah.
Interesting.
So really working on like that heart channel. Yeah.
I love that perspective. My husband did a lot of sleepwalking when he was little, so much so his parents had to lock his door at night so he didn't get out of the room, because one time they found him like draped over the staircase that didn't have a banister.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. He walked there and then fell back asleep, like could have plunged down. So
yeah. Spirit. Heart.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So anything else that is on your heart or that you want to share before we finish?
No, I don't think so. Yeah. We just like my team, like we're just here to empower people so that they can feel and like look their absolute best. And every treatment is tailored to your comfort levels and like your needs. Beautiful. Well, we didn't talk at all about your team. So what else do you have here at Modern Alchemist?
Mm-hmm.
I've got a registered massage therapist. So she works with a lot of like postnatal, prenatal, abdominal massage, lomi lomi, which is from like Hawaii.
Mm-hmm.
And then I've got Sachin, who is an Ayurvedic practitioner, and she's so amazing. Yeah, so lots of like Ayurvedic, which is very similar to Chinese medicine in so many ways. So he does like dosha massage and reflexology and Indian head massage.
Yeah.
I love anything on my like scalp. It's so good. Yeah. And actually, like doing the scalp can also help your face because when this is super tight, it's going to create like more, bringing your features down or like more wrinkles like that way. So we want to keep this part really loose.
Yeah. So interesting. I love all the little tidbits of information.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much.
So welcome. I hope this was like really good.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
That was so fascinating, right? I just loved the experience. Again, thank you so much to Dr. Yvonne Cheng and Modern Alchemist. It is a wonderful place to go if you're here in Calgary. And if not, why don't you check out some gua sha in your area or see how you can treat yourself to the self-care practices from around the world. It's so beautiful to learn from each other. All right. So last thing I want to share with you is that I have a quiz that you can take if you're interested to learn how your energy might be stuck. And it is the first step in learning how to practice this strategic self-care. We need to know where it's stuck so that we can help get it flowing again. So I invite you to take that quiz. It's in the description for this episode. And I look forward to being with you next time. Thanks for tuning in. Bye for now.